with bubblegum paper, and I'm here with a super special thank you card. I'm featuring products from a ton of different brands. I tried to pack in as many as I could. So I have Mama Elephant, Ranger, My Favorite Things, Simon Says Stamp, and the Stamps of Life. And that's because this very special thank you card is for all of you. I finally surpassed the 2,000 YouTube subscriber mark yesterday, and I decided to throw in a quick card and thank all of you for your support, your comments, your feedback, your tips and tricks. I love all of it. Here's a quick close-up of what the card looks like, and let's get started. I'm using Mama Elephant's Number It dies and Calli Letters stamps. And then I'm also using the Simon Says Stamp Stitch Circles and their Sailing stamp set for the thanks sentiment, the Stamps of Life Highlight for Planner stamps, and My Favorite Things Spotlight Sentiment stamps. I'm also going to use the So Fancy dies from Mama Elephant. So I'm starting with that largest die in this So Fancy set, and I'm cutting out a large stitched rectangle. Then I'm using the Number It dies to cut out the 2000. And although I only show me cutting 2000 out one time on camera, I actually cut this out 5 times because I wanted to layer the numbers on top of each other. Then I'm using the second smallest stitch circle, and I'm just cutting out 4 little circles from the card front. And this is where I'm going to have the 2000 showing up. Next, I'm going to go in and do some ink blending. Now I'm using a ton of distress inks because I just love these distress inks, and I tried to incorporate as many colors as possible in this card. So you'll see me go a little crazy. But to start, I'm going to use Squeeze Lemonade, and I'm just coloring the entire center of this cardstock panel. And then I'm going to go in with Picked Raspberry, which is kind of a fuchsia-y pinkish kind of color. And I'm just blending that in from the edges out towards the center. And then when I get to the yellow area, I use some yellow to kind of reapply and blend it. So I get this really pretty orange color. Then I'm using peacock feathers, and I'm going to make the blue. And when that overlaps with the yellow, it creates a really cool green color. So it's kind of like those old Ziploc bags. Yellow and blue makes green. That's how you know it's sealed. Distress ink is a little bit wet, so I let that dry first, and now I'm using my embossing powder bag to remove any residual wetness or static. And I'm going to use Versamark ink, and I'm just stamping the sentiment across the top. I'm also using this Fisker stamp press, which is pretty fun. I don't use it all the time, but for projects like this, it really helps figure out where you need to stamp something, and the little spongy feet are flexible, so it helps you, shift things up or down to the left or to the right. So I do like this stamp press for projects like this. So the sentiment is like a repeated thank you because I want to thank you guys all for subscribing. Now about my YouTube channel. So I created this channel back in 2014 just by pushing a button. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have any video content. I didn't have any graphics. I just thought, I think I saw something that said create channel, so I clicked on it. And then it wasn't until early 2015, probably the spring of last year, where I was making a video of a project I had made for my mom for her birthday. And I had my Handycam camera. I didn't even have a tripod. I was holding it with my hand and just walking through the project and narrating it in real time. So that video is the very first video I posted. If you guys watch it, you can see like how shaky the camera is. And I didn't even craft anything. It was a recap of what I had crafted. And then I made a couple other videos just testing them out, and my camera was suspended on like a step stool, my kitchen step stool, and I was trying to get the overhead shot, so it's kind of like at an angle and all this stuff. But it wasn't until this year, I would say a year later, so April of 2016, I had lunch with an old colleague of mine, and I told him, I have 40 subscribers on my YouTube channel and like 3 or 4 videos, but I think I want to make a couple more videos and try to grow that number to 100. So he said, why don't you just post it on your Facebook page and get your friends to sign up? At least you can make videos for your friends. And then he helped me out and posted it on his Facebook wall, and then I had a couple other friends post it on theirs. And it took a while, but I finally was able to get up to 100 in like the course of 2 weeks from that conversation. So I was really, really, really excited. I was like, oh my goodness, I have 100 subscribers. And then I started making videos, and fast forward 3.5 months, here I am today with 2,000. So I can't thank you guys enough. This is so awesome. I'm super excited. I love making the videos. I love making the cards. I love telling stories. So anyhow, thank you guys for watching this. Now back to the card. I also stamped the thanks sentiment on some black cardstock and used the same embossing powder there. And now I'm using the Stamps of Life die cut banners to cut those out. Now I'm going to take all the 2s and 0s that I cut out. So I cut out 5 2s and 15 zeros, and I'm just gluing them together in layers of 5. The reason why I chose 5 is it's the same thickness as my foam adhesive, so there's no magic number with the 5. I kept gluing them until it was thick enough. And I'm just using a standard glue pen. This is very sticky, so you'll see in some of these numbers I just use my finger to move them on top of each other. A sticky finger works as well as a fancy tool. Now I'm using the Calli Letter stamps from Mama Elephant, and I don't know about you guys, but I love watching hand lettering videos and all the cool calligraphy projects I've seen on Instagram. I wish I could write as awesome as some of the calligraphers out there, but alas, my calligraphy is subpar right now. So instead, this Calli Letter stamp set solves the problem for me. So I can customize anything with these letters. I can write subscribers, which is what I'm writing right now. I can write my name. I can use it for envelopes. So it's a really fun stamp set, and I just read today that they're coming out with the uppercase version of this. So then you can write really cool like uppercase letters as well to match. So I'm just using a variety of distress inks. I'll list them out in my blog so you can get all the colors, but I'm using a variety of distress inks and just creating a rainbow that matches the stamped background. For the thanks banner, I decided to go with the fishtail one, and I chopped a little bit off on the left to make it a little shorter. And then I'm going to take these really fun doodlebug design brads, and I'm going to punch a hole to the left of the thanks banner, and then I'm going to stick the blue brad, the flower brad, into that hole. So it creates some more dimension to the card. Next, I'm going to use foam adhesive, and I'm just applying that all over the back of this card. I just want to make sure that the edges are secure and parts of the center where the circles are also secure. It doesn't need to look good because this will all be covered up, but I just want to put some structure in place. So once that's all set, I'm ripping off all the backing, and then I'm taking that stamped background card, laying it on top, and then I'm going to lay all the numbers in place. I'm using liquid glue for this because it lets me slide things around if I need to, and it still dries clear. Once I have all these numbers glued in place, I'm going to glue this top panel to a standard A2 size card, which is 5.5 inches wide by 4.25 inches tall. And then I'm using my clear Wink of Stella brush pen to add some glitter to the numbers. So here's a close-up of the finished card, and thank you again for subscribing to my channel. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for future videos. I love to tell stories and share cards. Here are 2 recent cards I made for friends' birthdays. You can follow me at Bubblegum Paper or visit my blog at bubblegumpaper.com. Thanks again, and catch you next time. Bye!